Sup, everyone? School? I don't know the school. Actually, yeah, so, apparently, I do have some lessons that are not taking place today. And I have about an hour time from now on to do something. Meaning, we're gonna be doing something. We are gonna be doing something. I already know what. Let me show you in a second, because I think I did work on the game yesterday, just as always. And I wanted to do something. I wanted to do like a flying widget kind of render, or like I wanted to do that so that you can actually assign your abilities, right? Those thingies right here. So that you can take this one and then drag it onto this place. Well, that was harder than I thought. Or that is harder than I thought, because I don't have it done yet. But watch this. So I have this flying widget renderer, which is supposed to render a flying widget. Which does work. Wait, for example, if I take the, what is the title? In the ability chooser, this is our ability chooser. If I just create a, for example, not a nameplate. Well, what can we do? Like a cross hair, right? I think this is the most obvious one. So now look at that. If I do this, and then you guys see there is the widget is following my mouse, right? The widget is following my mouse. The problem with that is apparently you cannot do this with widgets that have like a size box or like an overlay inside a size box. I don't know why not. But like my idea was to just, you know, have the slot itself be like to just create the slot, right? Like the ability icon. And then just drag in the ingoing ability or the clicked ability for the hover. But that does not work. See? Nothing happens. Either way, the way I did this thing, kind of, I think it was pretty stupid, because it was just me, hold up. Yeah, so it was me just snapping a widget I've created to the mouse pos. I did my research a bit, right? I found this. Set mouse cursor widget on the player controller. Like what? So I'm immediately thinking, is the shit I did here useless? Well, that's what we're gonna try out today. So apparently, first of all, we need the player controller, right? Get player controller. I don't care if it's like this, using this method. It really should not matter, because we should still set mouse cursor widget. Actually though, wow. And we can just... any widget? Huh. Any widget. Okay, so don't want to get the player controller that way. No. Yeah, so that returns the controller. So instead, I don't like using the get controller of the index here. I really don't. So we don't even need this. Maybe because that way we can save ourselves, you know, having the tick run. You might ask yourself, okay, but will this not also like take something in the background? Yes, but executing blueprints is usually more overhead. So we're not doing that. So hopefully this works better than the last one. No. Huh. It is in fact just as ass. Just to make sure that it actually runs. No debug object. Yeah, so it does run, it's just in cursor. Does this matter? Does this matter? In fact, I don't think... Oh. No, I just didn't like that. Okay, so what does this actually do then? If it's not actually setting my mouse cursor widget. What the hell does this function... Oh, nope, stop. What the hell does this function do? So maybe let's choose something again which what we know that works, right? Which is the crosshair. No, that doesn't work though. What do you need? Okay, wait. Well, what is this supposed to do? Wait, if I does this just change my cursor? I don't understand. I mean, it would be pretty cool if this would change too. Like, it doesn't even do that. Like, it doesn't even change my cursor to a cursor. See? It should be like a grabbable thing, no? But it's not. I'm gonna Google. I wanna try out what this actually does. I'm actually curious. What the hell is this? Jump scare. Oh, you have to enable that as a software cursor. Okay. Sadly, we cannot make this a hardware cursor. Yeah. Or can we? It's literally just cursor path. No. Software cursor. Oh yeah, and we can... There's hand and grab hand. Wait. Do we have to register every single one as like... For example, if we want to do ability icon. Do we have to register every single one? Let me register the other one as well. The Okay. I clearly have no idea how this works. Like the crosshair. So theoretically it should just work. Why did I close it? Maybe it will. Maybe it doesn't. I do in fact not have a mouse anymore. Why don't I have a mouse? Guys, where did my mouse go? I think I know what this is doing. It's like overriding the cursor with something. That makes sense. And I'm overriding the default cursor to be the crosshair. That's my diagnosis. So if I would make this the ability icon as well, then... Oh, wow! Well, it worked until now. Oh, there we go. Surprisingly, that works. I'm actually kind of surprised. But I want this to be dynamic. Like, this is static, right? Like surely I can make this, Wait, so this one has to be default. For it to work. Oh no! Yeah, turns out this is not a great idea. So let me delete the software cursors. And in my event graph. No, but this seems like actually doable. Maybe we actually can just not tick, which is perfect. Not ticking is exactly what we want, not crosshair. We want the image, ability image. We want the ability icon. There we go. Now if I click this, yes! Wait, I think it's even centered, so I don't have to do the center. Wow, this just saved me a lot of time. But it is kind of goofy that as soon as the mouse leaves, this thing disappears. But it's a really good solution. Because it actually works. Wow. Why then... This doesn't really make sense, does it? Let's make something funny. Let's override the grab cursor, so we still have a default cursor, but set the cursor to a grab cursor. Like that, you know. So when we grab hand, oh, grab hand close is funny. I don't think it will show it, actually, but... I do wonder if this is better for, like, accessibility. Like, does changing the cursor icon, even though you cannot see it, still impact visibility? Accessibility? I mean... So clicking on something can also get rid of it. Oh look, now since we're grabbing this ability here, it like... Also, I do find it kind of funny how the cooldown on this one is wrong. So yeah, so this one is kind of cold, but it doesn't update. Why? This kind of code doesn't update with this one. No, but this works honestly great. It does. Like this was exactly what I was looking for, to be honest. Yeah, so let's not do the grab hand, because if you click on something, it just disappears. Yeah, I very much like this solution over the other one I had. I very much like this solution. No more do I have to do this. And I don't have to center it because it's centered by default. Oh yes, baby. You know, it's the little things. It's the little things that keep your sanity in place. So I'm just gonna assign the variable here because we need to check if this widget already exists so we can dispose it. But wait, we don't even really need to dispose it. Because it's never creating a widget. Oh my god. Like, we don't even need all of this. We don't need all of this. This is literally just what we need. What? I'm kind of amazed. Although, I do think it is useful to know which thing you're hovering, right? Like for handling like events like these, because sure, we could track it in the ability chooser, but if we do so, you know, and make another system like for the relics, where you choose the relics, then we might get cancer. Meaning, I do actually want to have the hover widget as a variable, as a public variable. As a variable. Now this one will just do this, so you cannot, I don't know, maybe you can restrict like the movement or something like that. Not sure how this works in controller though. I fear this is not gonna work on controller or mobile or any of those things. It's gonna be fine. It really is gonna be fine, because we can always just, you know, when you click it, just spawn it at that location. But that would be like almost like doing the old solution. So we need kind of a fake mouse cursor. Something like that. I don't even know. I wanna change this to grabbing. Wait, do you spell grabbing with? Grabbing? I don't care. Wait, how can I reset it though? How can I reset it? I just pass an undefined. Surely that works. Like that. So resetting should just stop the hovering. That's the theory. Why did it format like that? I don't like that. Why? Although I am kind of confused on why this one doesn't like... You guys saw that it initially had the cooldown, but now it doesn't anymore. But why? Like now it doesn't track the cooldown. I mean, it's not like this is a necessity, right? But like, why doesn't it do that anymore? My question. I don't think I want to debug this. I want to at least add buttons to like update the Wait, when does it redraw the UI? I don't think it ever redraws, by the way. We might have to add like a redraw function. Either way, instead of the ability chooser, so we do have a wrap box inside of here. Make the wrap box a little bit smaller and add a... We can literally just copy it from the ability display. It's the same logic, it's a horizontal box. Although I'm not sure if I want to have it positioned in there. For testing purposes, we're actually gonna position it there. Right? So this one's gonna nicely wrap all the widgets in here. Now this one is gonna contain like the buttons to like actually assign the widgets slot. That makes sense. I'm sorry, I have to check something real quick. Give me a second. Okay, yeah, so we have a horizontal box, so I guess we do have to create yet another button. Ability assign button. Sorry. I do think we have to handle it inside the button though. So whenever the button is pressed, we cannot just start grab. So my idea is to first of all get a reference to the... No, I think it's okay to have a reference to the ability chooser, because over the ability chooser you can get a reference to a flying widget renderer. And over the flying widget renderer you can get a reference to the flying widget. The hover widget. And now this one we need to cast to a, because it's just a user object, right? Cast to ability, draggable ability. So if it does have a draggable ability and we happen to click on the button, we assign this thing to this, and then this is this, and this is this. So we get the ability. Get ability. Then of course we set our ability to that ability. But like, now we kind of need to force everything to redraw, which we can do. Like I would assign the ability here, obviously, right? Like first of all, let's get the player, right? It was not get pound, it was get. It was. Get owning player pawn. So when we get the owning player pawn, we can of course cast to player. We can do this in the event construct even. Just because I like having references to player. And then we also we do need a variable for the ability slot index. Get ability caster component. And we just set the ability to a new ability. Or rather, get ability slots. And from the ability slots, we set array element. And the item is gonna be the ability with the index of the index. And yeah. Nope. I do wonder, why does Twitch manage to filter out some of them, but some of them they don't? It is really odd. Like, why? As I said, we have set array element. I do want to have like an event or something like that that the UI can subscribe to. like a player UI redraw event, like an ability redraw event. So we create a new event dispatcher called like on ability redraw. Or I guess it could be part of the player ability caster component. So for example, this would then trigger a all on ability redraw. Because this is where we actually can handle the update logic. Like to update the image of the texture, the image texture. What we need to do really is to assign so we assign on ability reader and I actually want to have both this control flow and this control flow going inside of the redraw function, right? So what redrawing would just do, it would just set brush, set brush from texture, get texture is valid. Like that. Or rather, I want this to be like that, right? Because obviously we initially have to redraw this thing. Only makes sense. Now we can, if the texture is valid, we can obviously just like that. Oh, I don't know where we put this one back here. I don't know. Alright, so there's another thing I want to do. I don't know if it's gonna work. Obviously, we can also clear the stop grabbing. Also, of course, called stop grabbing. Now that way, we actually do it. Am I right? Damn, bro. That's not easy. Obviously, we still need to subscribe for inside the redraw event when we construct the abilities, right? Oh, UI. So in the ability display, we have this logic to like construct all of those things, right? So I just say completely nuke all of the children for the horizontal box and redraw. That's my call. So we nuke the children. And then inside of here, wait, this is the controller or no, this is the BP player, okay. Assign on ability redraw. Oh, we need to assign this event somewhere. This is gonna get kind of messy now. It's okay. It's okay, the event graph is big enough. The event graph is big enough for all of the nodes. I really like this event-driven architecture. I see that Unreal Engine is like really trying to push it. Which makes me wonder why most modern games are so poorly optimized. Actually, I know the reason. Because of advanced technology such as Nanite. Oh, Nanite itself is not really bad. It's rather the virtual shadow maps that give you cancer. Because they produce shadows that don't even look good. So you have to blur them out. Now, just to use Nanite, you have like 3 billion dependencies. I don't blame Nanite, but virtual shadow maps. It is what it is, deal with it. Yeah, so on redraw we... Yeah, just do the same control flow as here. Like that. Bit scuffed, admittingly. But if it works, it works. Now, what are the odds of this actually working? Oh wait, there is still one thing we need to do, and that is to actually create the target buttons. So inside of the ability chooser, we have our horizontal box, event graph. What is this doing? Oh, so it's creating those ones. I don't know why it's up here, by the way. Oh, because it's a for each. We do a for loop, a normal one, where the first index is 2. Yeah, you gotta trust me on that one. Do I expose in the playability caster component how many ability slots? No. I should probably, right? Because this is like very much... Why is it even 4 to begin with? My question. Where do we even set it to, like, be 4? You know what? Let's ignore it for now and hardcode it. I know it's not nice, but it is what it is. Ability caster component, and then we create widget, which would be the ability assign button. So this is just self. The ability, I have no idea what ability. I do know. It would be from the ability slot, the ability. Get. Once again, even though it does say it gets a copy, in reality it's getting a copy of the pointer, so we're fine. So we plug in the ability here. No, don't do this. There you go. And we just add child. Now luckily we don't need to redraw those, because we're handling this one inside of them themselves, right? But yeah. So there's a 5% chance that works. 5%. So I'm gonna give it. To be... Didn't even do anything. Where? Oh, I know why. I think. So it doesn't like me using ability inside of the ability assign button. I think that's because I'm doing this before it like gets hydrated. It's a race condition. Meaning, and so here we also have to wait a tick. Wait until next tick. So, because the player takes exactly 1 tick to create its abilities. No, still. Why? What do you mean no debug data? Not in scope. You're trolling. What is this? Dismiss. Okay, let's just step. What kind of information do we have here? Cone of cold. Okay. Still cone of cold. Oh. I'm kind of surprised. Aye, that's not nice. Yeah, because somehow it created an ability where an ability is undefined. Why is that the case? Shouldn't it just be ability empty instead? Also, why doesn't it draw it to the screen? Lots of questions. Not too many answers. So where do we even use the abilities? Probably in the event graph. No? Where do we even assign the cone of cold, is my question. We are registering the ability, which is like, okay, that's our ability set, right? And this is our two primary and secondaries? Are we doing it here? That would be kind of tragic actually if we're gonna do it in here. Inside of the caster component. Okay. Construct cone of cold. Yeah, so for some reason, the ability caster component, like, what do you mean? Like, why are we doing this inside of the player? What the hell? Or like, why are we doing this inside? The 10x developer edit again. So this does no registration of any abilities. That. So we could theoretically skip doing all of this, the set array element. We're gonna set the ability slots manually anyways. Right. Oh, but those ones, it's constructing them and assigning them. But this one is finding them and assigning them. Ah. You shouldn't do that. Why the hell would we do that? Well, you're telling me the code worked the whole time? Yeah, this is a way better approach. Because now we can find the cone of cold. And those ones are gonna be like the empty. It's gonna be empty. Like that. Oh no. Like that. Okay. Ideally, I should still have my cone of cold. I do. I can still cast it. That's awesome. And I can still grab it, but I cannot... I don't know where my assign buttons went. It's still doing this. Because for some reason, I don't know why, it like creates a slot without an ability. Oh! We only have to loop to 5, not to 6. Of course, off by 1 arrow. But why does this horizontal box actually add the child, but mine doesn't? And now it does an error. But like, where is our horizontal box? But what am I? Ability chooser? Where's the horizontal box? It is somewhere here. Meh. I'm gonna just copy the exact same as the one in the ability display. Exactly the same one. Same transformation, same everything, same layout even, right? Yeah, essentially. The red box should not interfere with this in any regard. Okay, sure. Sure, obviously, since we deleted this one. Okay, yeah. But, I mean, it doesn't have the texture of this one, but it doesn't really matter. So what if we take this one? Oh, we should place it onto here. It doesn't do anything. Why? Neither does it error though. Okay, we can debug. So clicking on this, clicking on that should theoretically do something. It's the second one, right? I'm gonna have this on the second screen just so. Oh, the hover widget is literally just apparently undefined. Why that? Flying widget. Oh, it's not a draggable ability, it's a ability icon, which this is. Yeah, so we're just casting to the wrong thing. Easy. So this is supposed to be a cast to ability icon. And now when... Okay, obviously we can get ability. Now we can set ability. We set the own ability to obviously the new ability. Or like the correct one. So that should work. Okay, now let me actually grab an ability. Okay. That changed something. Oh, I think I made my I made my primary attack the Cone of Cold. You see? When I left click now, that's my Cone of Cold now. Somehow. Like the ability slot got messed up. Wait, so what's this slot about? No, it's but like look at how synced it is. You know, that's it's like all working together. Okay, but what is this button then? I don't know. Oh no, I thought for a second that was the shoot thing, but it's not. Oh, what am I assigning? What am I assigning then? I don't understand. Did I get the index wrong? Oh, we're never actually assign. It's always gonna be 0. We're never actually assigning the index. We need to make this instance editable and expose and spawn. We just literally forgot to pass the index over. So obviously it's always gonna choose that because we need to supply the index. Ability display. Ability assign button. Now it wants the index. Can give him the index. And now this should work. It already did work, just not for the right slot. Ha! Holy shit. I think I just peaked. And look at that, the cooldowns are synced. And if I shoot this one and take this one, look, this one also has a cooldown. Wait, then I should be even able to remove them like that. Yes, baby. Okay. Nice one. Now I do think that clicking those things should also remove them. Just because I think it's a cool feature. So, while not having a thing, it should just remove them. I don't know if that's like a little bit too unintuitive, but for that I'll have playtesters. I actually do have a playtester that playtested my game. It's funny to see how unintuitive things can be, even though you don't anticipate them. Like, yeah. Well, what was about to do? Alright, the drag the man, everything looks the same. That is so sad. So the ability sign button, right? So if there is no hover target, can I check if it's strictly undefined? I think only with. I think the only way I can strictly make a check for whether this is not valid is if I call is valid on that. Now you might say, oh, but you're already casting, right? But like, imagine this is a relic, right? Then the is valid check would still be true, but this one would be false. Meaning if you would click with a relic on the thing, it would clear the ability, which is not what we want to do. So yeah, this means essentially that, actually let me restructure this to be the other way around, so why not? Granted, this branch is more likely to happen, but that's okay. My CPU can do the branch prediction. Not my job. So if it's not valid, that's really important. It's not valid, we wanna just clear the ability and redraw. So as a component, ability set, get ability set, and then we just get the default ability, or like we find the ability empty, and then we just, sorry. And then where do we do that? Set array element. Oh yeah, we still need this one. And this as well. Set it to this one. And this one. Man, UI is so hard. Like genuinely one of those things that I feel very dumb about. But I do think that the solution with the mouse is interesting. I don't know if it scales well because, well, it's a mouse on a controller. I don't know. But yeah, that's still, I think, a nice performance solution. Like that. So theoretically, oh, we need to call redraw. Call on ability redraw. Oh. From the casa component. Like that. It's a bit messy, but like, who cares? I know what's going on. So just clicking on this one should clear the ability. Yeah, okay. So the reason why I had to click twice is because my mouse isn't focused on that widget yet. Which is why also I can do this. You know, I can move the character even though I'm in the UI. I just couldn't be bothered reworking the system. But the important part is I can clear the ability. Is it trying to attack? I don't know what is happening. Oh. Because it's redrawing. Because, okay, so every time I click, it's redrawing, meaning it's playing the animation. I'm gonna, since I do have school in a bit, I'm gonna make this an issue and call it a day. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Like we cannot have this happen. But man, this is sick. This is like so cool that I can just take the ability, make it here, and then, you know, have that happen. Now there's something similar we're gonna do with like the primary and secondary things. I don't know how exactly we're gonna do them. Maybe like like separate. Like they need like a condition. They should only be insertable if the ability is like actually primary or secondary, you know. And yeah. I'm not sure about the intuitiveness, because intuition would also tell me to just I mean, I guess I can... Wait, what are the other abilities? So, well, wait. So we have none, default, 1, 2. I'm missing an ability, am I not? Which ability am I not registering? I think I should be registering 5 abilities on the player. Now that I think about it. Okay, no, it's 4, but why? Oh, because default is not being registered. Okay, no, it makes perfect sense. Empty is being registered, but default not. I have no idea what the difference between empty and default is, to be honest, but yeah. You know? The funny thing is you can also bind your auto attack now. Wait, you could theoretically bind your shot on a key. Wait, I wanna try that. So open the menu, and then I think this should be the shot icon. Right? And now on 2, when I click this, no. Maybe this one. Oh, this is the melee. See, this is the melee. I have my melee on 2 now. I had it on 2. I don't know why it's gone now. So this must be the range one. No, this must be the range one. It is. It actually is. This is so funny. Wow. Okay, you can shoot without aiming. Oh no! Oh no! You shouldn't be able to do that. Yeah. So we need to add, like, I guess, conditions to that. I mean, even though I like the idea of assigning the ability to, like, you know, like non-thingy slots, it's a little bit goofy. This is not how I intended the game to play. Oh no. We need to be able to just play the images as well, and I want to make some, like, just a little art for this. Not like the Cone of Cold, you know, just like placeholders, so I can see what's going on, because those white boxes mean nothing. But I think we made amazing progress there. Like there was some amazing progress, guys. If I want to be honest, I can end on that. I did exactly what I wanted to do in the time that I wanted to do. Wow, that is great. I'm so happy I stumbled upon this this Unreal Engine forum thread. With that being said, I do have to go to school. So yeah, I cannot do any more. But I still hope that you all had a wonderful time watching me develop my game. And I see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.